I've done it again. There we go. How are we? Welcome back to my channel. It's True Crime with Jess Rose. I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Tuesdays are my request evening. If you've got any requests, if you want to drop them through to my Patreon at patreon.com/JessRose5472, or you can just join us on the live and request it there, or you could just like, comment, and subscribe on the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thursdays are stories I want to bring to you. I think I'm a little bit wonky, so bear with me. No, I really am now. Right, there we go. Right, it is a live, so I just want you to know the format I use is I have a little chat with the guys in the live, then I start the story. I don't interrupt it, just in case you're thinking, God, I don't want to listen to her back and forth in. I continue the story, I don't stop. And then at the end, I might have a quick chat with the guys in the live, but that's the process. So I'm just going to have a quick chat with the guys, and then I'll start the story. Hi, Warwick. Hi, Hayley. How are we? Happy Thursday. How are we? Goes so quick, doesn't it? I've got a cough. I noticed that if I don't cough beforehand, it comes over on the mic, and you can just hear it's not attractive. It's not a good look. How are we? Hey, sis. I think I just saw Tiffany there, did I? I think I did. Hey, how you doing? Doesn't it go quick, these 2 days? Don't they go really, really quick? I feel like I've literally just been on a live. It goes, when I turn it off on a Tuesday, I think, oh God, I'm echoing. I know I'm going to be echoing that. I bet that was all echoey then, wasn't it? I just turned it down. I bet that was all echoey then. Hey, Jerome, how you doing? I wasn't first, honest. Do you know, she wasn't even second. She was like third tonight. How are we? How's it going? How's Belgium? Jerome. Hey, Phil. How you doing? It's Jess Rose Thursday. Woo, woo. Here we are again. Here we are again. Stephen Avery on the phone. Why do I know that name? Why do I know that name, Jerome? I recognise that name. I just don't know why. Tell me why I know that name. Have I made that up? Do I know that name? I'm sure I do. You're saying it like I know it, so. But I feel like I do. Oh, you were on the phone to him, was you? The guy who's locked up, was you? Really? Oh, because he's still in prison, isn't he? See, have you watched... Okay, I'll ask you a question then. Have you watched the Candace Owens documentary on Stephen Avery? Yeah, see, I watched the Netflix 20 hours worth, the two sort of sections of 10 and a 10. But then... Have you seen the Candace Owens? I'm just curious if you've seen that. There's just so much out there, isn't there? There's so much, but why? So are you going to... Been watching everything. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's just crazy. So did he phone you? I presume, did he phone you? No, you just had his phone number. Sorry, that was a really stupid question. Sorry. Yes. We're all good, though. Just impressed at what Jerome's been up to in this evening. Yeah, that's crazy. That's what I mean. I was asking a stupid question. Sorry, Jerome. I was like, did you phone him? Right, I gotta stop pulling that face as well. Do you know, are you really in me? Are you really in me and being stupid? I feel like Warwick's on fire tonight, but I can't tell. It is. That's mad. So are you covering that story then? How did that come about? I'm just curious before I start my story. How did that come about then? How did that conversation? How did that link happen? Just curious. I watched the obviously the Netflix documentary originally. But yeah, that's I knew the name. I just couldn't place it. It is a crazy world. It is a crazy world, Warwick. We'll have a chat at the end about it. We'll have a chat at the end. There's a lot of... It's nerves. It's nerves. Trying to... Yeah. Just... Sometimes I think it's best when I don't speak. So if I'm using hands, it stops the mouth moving. That's the logic behind it anyway. I don't know. It's nerves. You know, you feel like you're going to say something wrong. So, there we go. There we go. Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. Yeah, Jerome, stay. If you're still around at the end, we'll have a chat about it at the end because I'm very curious. I'm very curious about that. So, but yes, how is everyone? I think Kelly said she might join us tonight. I think she did say that she could spot the other night when Warwick had been playing me up. Here she is. Okay. Wow. So you've been working on it a long, long time then. My God, that's 7 years. Wow. My maths was about to take a hit then, but I think I got it. My God, that's a long, long time, Jerome. What was I saying? What was I saying instead of that? It is, that's a long time. What was I spotted Courtney. Oh yes, Kelly thought when she watched my live from Tuesday, she goes, "Oh, I can tell when Warwick's got ya." But to be honest, I think it might have been with Hayley. I think it was Hayley who caught me out the other night, wasn't it? I don't even think it was Warwick at one point. Although he might have. I think he did earlier on, but I think the latest in the story one was Hayley. Where is she? Where's Hayley? Oh, it's a birthday today, isn't it? It's a boy's birthday today, so... Oh, you're here? You're here? Have I seen you? You weren't here, right? Have you just come piping in there? Oh, I didn't think you'd be here. Oh, yes, it was you. It was. And it was Kelly. She was like, "Oh, I can tell when it's working." In my head, I was thinking, I don't know if it was him the other night. I know he did. I know he had his moments, but I think the main one was Hayley, and I can't remember what the saying was now, but it did catch me quite near the end. Right, do we know this one? That's it, Sharon. Oh my God, it always scares me when you say I'm on the TV because it's like this on a big one. I know you said it's not a huge one, but still, it's bigger than your normal phones or iPads. It's like, it's frightening. I better scare the life out of anyone in the room with you. Hello, my wee mate. That's cute. That's so cute. But yes, that's the one. That was the one, Sharon. That's what caught me a treat. And I think that might have been what Kelly saw, I think. But I think I got caught earlier on as well. Have you heard of this one, Phil? I think a few people have covered this one. Stop. I just know it must be frightening. How was the Queen on Tuesday? Up your game, dude. She was on it. She was on it on Tuesday. Yes, Jerome's been on the phone to Stephen Avery this evening, Sharon. I don't know if you noticed on the comments up there. It caught me off guard. I was like, I know that name, but I don't know how. And yeah, it caught me straight away. There we go. Oh, there. So, I'm sorry, Jerome. I'd already jumped in before you. I've already jumped in. I'm sorry. I'm so nosy. I air out everyone's stuff before they get to. I'm sorry, I'm one of them people. I have learnt my life how to do it. It'll be chill from me. Oh, is she tired? I've got to be honest, given the story that it is, I got a real feeling yous might be a bit quieter tonight. But do you know what? I hate saying that. Because when I say that, it bites me on the bum. Oh, so yeah, sorry, Jerome. I jumped in. But, yes, but I do think, and if Phil said he knows the story, I've got a real feeling. I don't think he's well. But do you know what? I've said it before. I've said it many times. Be honest, Jerome. I don't know. But, right. Okay, shall we start feeding a line? Feeding a line. I don't know. I'm staying out of it because I don't believe anything is relating to me now. And I'm jumping in on people's conversations. So I'm going to start the story, if that's okay with everyone. Okay. Obviously, this wasn't written earlier because sometimes with the title, although I put it out to everyone earlier on, I put it out earlier on, bite you on the bum. Feed a line, bite you on the bum. Yes. Is that me, though? Are you talking to me? I don't know if you're talking to me. Right. Okay. I'm gonna get it all out of my system before I start because I'm getting sidetracked, and then I'm like, is that me? Is that me? But I don't know. Yes. Does. He has. We've been talking to it. We've been talking about it before you came on, Sharon. Yes, before it bites me on the butt. Yeah, that's why I've got to go. That's why I've got to start my story. So I have to do it because I keep talking and I'll end up cocking myself up. So that was polite, wasn't it? Us biting me on the bum would have been nicer. Okay, so when I put the title out to everyone, normally I just no. Tell me at the end. Tell me at the end, because I'm lost. You know, I have my dopey moments. I think I'm having one now. I think so. Okay. So, I've changed the title. No, it's not you. It's not. I'm getting it to me. I've said something. There's been a response. I've missed it. From me. Cocking it up. Me cocking it up. No. Yes. Oh, you're being funny. Are you being funny that I don't normally cock? I've got to stop saying that. I've said it 4 times now. It's live. Sorry. If you're watching tomorrow, I've got to get out of the habit of saying this, but if you're watching tomorrow, I'm starting now. Okay? So, I'm going back to my niddies. You're saying. I don't know about that. Okay, yeah, I can believe that we felt alright. Okay, I'm no more now. No more. Right, I'm not getting sidetracked anymore. I'm gonna concentrate, focus. Alright. So when I normally do the title, I send it out to everyone. It's I never know whether I'm just going to change the top of it a little bit. So I've changed it slightly. It's 39 Days of Hell, the heartbreaking Finley Boden story. Don't know if anyone knows this one. I know Phil's mentioned he does know it. Awful story. I'm going back to ruin your Thursday night. So just to let you know that in advance, it is a child. As I've said in the past, if this isn't your thing, if you struggle with children being part of the story or being the victim in the story, sorry, I understand if you can't watch, but if you can, I'm going to start now. Okay. So who we're actually going to start with? We're going to start with a girl, woman, whatever you call her. All right, I'll save it. I'll save it. But Shannon Marsden. Okay. At the time in this story, she's 20. She's in a relationship with a man called Finley Boden. He's 28. All right. Now, they've been together for about 3 years at this point. So, yes, that does mean when she was 17, he was 25. I haven't really got a problem with age gap relationships. I've got to admit, I haven't really got an issue with it at all. As long as the youngest one's kind of not just out of school when the other partner is in their mid-20s. That only because I feel like that gap, not so much the years of the gap, because it's 8 years, but I don't know, once you get in your 20s and 30s, it's not a big thing. But when it's a 17-year-old and 25, the actual maturity level, it's a big difference. It's a big difference, and you hear about power dynamic and all this sort of stuff. Like I say, once the girl or the lad is sort of hitting 19, 20, 21, although you're still quite immature at that point. What you do is you'll be, that's fine. I just think 17, 25, it's a bit like, Anyway, I'm not really judgmental on that for the most part. But what I am judgmental on is this couple. And like I say, not because of the age gap, but because they're just disgusting human beings. I'll throw it out there now. They're vile. They're vile. They're dirty looking. They're just, oh God. All right, I'll slow it down a little bit. But so Shannon and Stephen, like I say, at the point in this story, they're 20 and 28. All right, they've been together for 3 years. They live in a house. Disgusting. It's filthy. It's utter filth. It's a hole. Okay. They smoke weed constantly. Again, get no judgment from me on that. But when it's a constant thing where you can't function, then there's a problem. Then there's a bit of an issue. All right. Stephen himself started smoking weed at 9 years of age. It just didn't pose like a now, can you go on to live a perfectly normal life from that and be a good contribution to society? Absolutely. But he didn't. He just continued with it. Shannon, wow, she was no better. She also started smoking weed at 9. They're obviously nowhere near each other at that point. But she started smoking 9 and drinking alcohol. So not a good sort of starting life for this pair, let's say. And they just continued on that route. Like I say, the house as a whole, there was rotten food everywhere. There was flies. There was dog poop. I'll keep it nice. Everywhere, all over the floor. It was just... I've seen pictures of this place, and it's just dishes all piled up. It's just disgusting, just vile. Okay? Weed was the most important thing in this couple's life. Stephen himself, even before he'd met Shannon, he had a previous conviction for domestic violence. In fact, given the fact he's only 28 at this point, he's got 22 criminal convictions under his belt up at this point where I'm going to start the story. Theft, domestic abuse, just not high-level crime you'd say, for a want of a better word, it's not like murder, and you know, it's not on that level. But still, it's not great, is it? It's not great. Now, this pair fight constantly. You know, the fighting physically, I'm saying, not just verbally, physically. That's just constantly said from the neighbours. They live in Chesterfield in the UK. Sorry, I should have mentioned earlier, it is a UK story. And the neighbours would say that he's screaming and banging and God shouting and everything else all days, you know, all times of day and night. They were just, it would strike me as neighbours from hell. I wouldn't, oh God, they drive me crazy. And I've seen photos of these two. Oh, oh God. They look filthy. You know when you can look at somebody, and please don't look at me, okay? But you can look at somebody and you can be like, I need to put you in the shower right now, no matter what you're doing at this moment in time, I have to pick you up and I have to put you in the nearest body of water I can find. That's what they look like. They're just disgusting. Okay? Right. So, Shannon, isn't it amazing? Becomes pregnant. Okay? Becomes pregnant. Now, it's not like they met, she was 17, and it happened straight away and she didn't know what she was getting into with this guy. No, she'd been in a 3-year relationship with him before she got pregnant. She knew what he was like. She knew who he was. She knew herself by this point. She's now 20 and still chose to get pregnant. But she is, well, child services, I've got to admit, I'm going to say just at the beginning, social services and child services in this story, I won't rag on them as much as I would normally. I'm just going to say that. That's as far as I can go. But they were involved from the minute she got pregnant. Okay? They were involved from the beginning. And when little Finley was born, Finley Boden, who was actually born on the 17th of February 2020, he was taken straight away. It was like, yous are no good. You're not going to be good parents. Your home's disgrace. You're a disgrace. We're taking this baby. And I just thought, that's ace. That's amazing. You know, for once, they've stepped in before any damage is done. You know, they've stepped in and they've done the right thing. Now, it's just such a shame. It's just such a shame. But let me tell you a little something about Finley. Now, Finley is, like I say, removed from his parents. The fingers are out again. He's removed from his parents and he thrives in his little foster home with his foster parents, would you call them? Foster parents? I suppose. And he thrives with them. He's got these beautiful blue eyes. I've seen little videos of him. He's adorable. He's absolutely adorable. Such a cute little boy. Such a happy little boy. And they say he was a happy little boy. You know, you can always get a child smiling and laughing on camera. We know that. But it was said that, but aside from that, he was just a really happy little boy. He loved to be held. He loved cuddles. Like I say, constantly smiling. As he was getting bigger, you know, he'd blow raspberries and he was just a pleasure for them to have around, this foster family. And they doted on this little baby. They did. And he wanted for nothing. He had not a care in the world, like a newborn. And then an infant they shouldn't have a care in the world. They shouldn't be aware of anything at all, other than love and laughter and food and just a clean bum, and that should be it. They should just only be aware of those things of the world. They should never be aware of anything else, okay? And that was the life Finley was living with his foster family, okay? But Shannon and Stephen, well, I do question why. I do question why they wanted Finley back, okay? I'm stuck on that. Was it for benefit? I don't know. I don't know why they wanted this baby back, but they did, okay? And they both begin trying to get him home, okay? Now, we get to March 2020, all right? Now, we know what came in March 2020 flowing in. We know what happiness that brought everyone, okay? And the reason I say that, it's not just what we all know what came with COVID, but we know that the locking up of people who were already in bad situations did for them, whether it be partners who were locked up with their violent other halves, whether it was children who were locked up, not being seen in school, and not being able to be seen by authorities for months on end. We know what happened with that. We've got examples of that. We've got Star Hobson. We've got Arthur Lavinia. We've got examples of exactly what happened during that time. Okay? So, what them trying to do by trying to get their baby boy back, right? Because it's COVID, no one's allowed round to their house to see. Now, we all knew that the authorities knew what hole they'd been living in beforehand, because that's why little Finley had been taken in the first place. It wasn't just that they were living in a hole, which that would have been fine to take him as well, because it was disgusting, but it was them. They're constantly being stoned morning, noon and night. They're just disgusting. The physical violence in the home. There was many reasons for this baby to be taken, okay? But because of COVID, the authorities couldn't go around and check that they're trying to get their baby back was actually something that I've got stumbled over my words. They weren't trying. Is in fact what I'm trying to say. They weren't trying. And what they were doing is, when they were asked, well, we can't come round and see your house, so I'll tell you what, can you send us photos? Can you send us photos of the house, just so we can see for us, that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing? They're like, yeah, got ya. Let me just get these pictures for you. I'll send them right on over. And I've seen those photos, and they are of specific parts of rooms, like living room, bedroom, kitchen, etc. But even the kitchen photos, just corner, the living rooms, sort of, it looks, you know what, if you were to see as a post on social media, or someone even sent you, I don't know, a photo of their house, you would think, judging on that picture, that the house is clean. You would. But I don't know. Either they had made the house clean, or they just shoved everything out of the eye line of the camera. Just shoved all the rubbish to the sides. I'm not too sure. I don't know. And I don't know if we'll ever know. But the house looked, in social services defence, on the photos, it looked like they were making an effort. It did. It looked like they were making an effort. Okay. So, now, July 2020, Shannon and Stephen begin supervised access to Finley. All right. And as this supervised access is going on, they have 16 sessions. So basically 16 hours in, because each session is an hour long. And they turn up. So you've got the clean home, supposedly. They're turning up to these sessions to have these hour long visits with their son. And social workers would be there. They'd obviously be in the room because it's supervised. And they'd make notes saying they did seem really loving with him. You know, they were calling him cutesy things like, oh, he's so beautiful and he's my little chunky and oh, here he is. And they played the part very well. They did. They played the part very well. On the 1st of October 2020, okay, there's a family court hearing. So you might be like, right, okay. And the family court hearing should have been in the family court, okay? And it is October. Now, I'm thinking back to October 2020. The kids had even gone back to school at that point. Now, admittedly, there were bubbles, and if someone in the bubble got sick, the whole class had to come back. You remember the whole debacle. But they were back at school. And this is England, this story. It's not America, who I believe a lot of their states stayed shut down for much, much longer. No, our schools were back open in the September. But no, they couldn't do the hearing in the courts. So they did it over the phone. They did it over the phone to decide whether this baby, he's a baby, should go back to this couple who are convincing everyone, look, we're just amazing now. We've learned our lesson. We want our child home. We've cleaned our house. We're not on drugs anymore. Look at us. We look amazing. Give us our child back. But this is done on the phone, all right? Obviously, there's no home visits being done, as I've said. And they basically say in the conversation, we're totally focused now. We're focused on him. We adore him. We love him. We just want our baby boy back, all right? So what social services wanted, and for them, even at this point, even social services, they were like, look, okay, we can see how it's looking and it's looking good at the moment, but he's very happy where he is. We'd like that it be a gradual return back to the parents. And the judge is like, I don't know. Oh, sorry, I take that back. It wasn't a judge. It was a magistrate. It was a magistrate that made the decision. But anyway, so what social services said, they said there could be a fear of him falling back into a life that could see Finley being harmed. All right, that's what they said. So what they asked was for a 4-month monitoring. That's what they requested. 4 months, 16 weeks. It's nothing. That's nothing, is it? It's no time at all to monitor a child. I was like, 4 months, really? That's where we're going with this? But that's, they come at it from a quite a reasonable standpoint. They were like, look, we feel like this would be good for Finley, this would be good for them. We need to still be in his life, etc., etc. That's what they put forward. But the magistrate, no. Custody's granted, and the magistrate says, let's just send him back. Let's just send him on back, okay? Now, the magistrate apparently is completely unqualified to make a decision like that anyway. But they did. It's COVID. Everyone can make these decisions. It was allowed. It was fine. So after the phone call, within 8 weeks of that phone call and all of this back and forth conversation going on, Finley should be returned to his parents. 8 weeks. That's it. 2 months. Send him back. He's got to go back. He'll be fine. They've got a lovely house now. We've seen the pictures. So what are we worried about? Yes, there is sarcasm in my voice. You can sense it. But anyway. We get to the 17th of November 2020. All right, and Finley, who at this point is 9 months old, okay? Oh, he's just a beautiful little boy. He genuinely is this gorgeous little lad. And he's sort of sitting up now. You can imagine he's on his way to crawling soon. You remember all those milestones of a 9-month-old. He's sort of eating himself, he's like feeding himself little nibbles and stuff. Yeah, everything's going well up until that point for Finley, okay? So he's returned full-time to his parents. And the reason I say parents, well, it's obvious what I'm saying, parents like that, well, it will become obvious. But he's only actually spent 16 hours in 9 months with this couple. They're strangers to him. And at 9 months, if you've been around a human child ever, you would know that in 9 months, they're aware of their surroundings. They even go through a stage at about 6 months where they don't want to be away from their primary caregiver, their mum or their dad, or in Finley's case, he would have saw this foster carer as his mum, okay? And we know for whatever happens around that 6-month mark, they scream bloody murder if you try and leave them with somebody else. And he's 9 months now, okay? But they hand him back. And so now they've got him back. It all changes. If it ever... I'm still very dubious whether it changed anyway from the state, everything. From the situation it was when he was born. I'm very dubious whether they actually made those changes that they had put across to social services and the magistrate in their pictures. I don't know. I'm very suspicious of that anyway, whether that actually happened. But if they did, if those changes were made, they didn't last long. They didn't last long at all once that little boy went back to them. Okay. It was back to the drugs. I've written down drugs, drama and dirt. That's what I've actually written down. Because the weed intake, I just, that's another thing. I don't think that stopped. If you've been smoking weed since you were 9, okay, I don't think, 20 years later, I don't think you're quitting that like that. Now, you would if you wanted your baby back you genuinely wanted that baby back. Of course you would. But I don't think they did. I don't think that stopped, okay? The fighting started again. Dirt. The dirt came back again. The filth, the drama, the fighting between them as a couple. And I keep saying it came back. We don't know. all we've got to go on was their say-so at that period of time. So I think being locked up in COVID ramps things up. I don't think it's up. Do you know what maybe they should have done? If it was me, if I was the magistrate, I'd have phoned their neighbour. And I'd have been like, do you hear any shouting, screaming, kicking, crying? Do you hear any of that lately? Past week or so? I'd have probably done that because, all right, you can't physically go into the house, but you could talk to them on the phone. Why not talk to the neighbours? Why not talk to the neighbours either side? They lived in a terrace. Talk to the neighbours either side. Let's see if they really were living love's young dream in this beautiful house, waiting for their baby boy to come back. I just don't believe it. Anyway, that's my own opinion on it. Again, like I say, did they want him for the child benefit? I don't know. So, December 2020, we get to, there's an unannounced visit by a social worker. At least it was unannounced. You know, the last story we did, what story was it where they were phoning? We're on our way round. Make sure you clean up. Make sure you cover any bruises. So it's an unannounced visit by a social worker. And when she turned up, what she actually saw was a drug dealing process as she turned up. And it just didn't look good at all. Another one came by very soon after and saw no one answered the door. But when she looked through the window, Finley, remember he's 9 months, he's on the sofa on his own, just on his own, left there. And, you know, they're starting to get really worried, but they hadn't seen him. They didn't have actual access to him yet. You might be like, well, okay, but don't forget, he's only been back a month. It's only been a few weeks. So you'd be like, well, how much really could happen in that amount of time? Well, he was already being beaten and neglected already. That's what can happen in that short amount of time. It was already happening. It happened literally as soon as this baby had gone back home. Back home. It never was his home. But as soon as he'd gone back to his so-called parents, they would leave the house in the day with him. They would take him. But it was just to avoid social services, just in case they turned up on the doorstep. So it's the middle of winter. Remember, it's December. Okay? Right. The beatings themselves, it was Stephen. It was Stephen. Of course it was. Of course it was Stephen. And you might be like, well, Shannon, you know, she gets beaten by him. Is she the victim in this? No. Would I ever make that excuse? No, of course not. But no, that wasn't, she didn't even have that excuse, because that's not what was happening. She would take part in these beatings, and you might be like, was she hitting him? So, no, she wasn't doing that. But what she was doing is while this, I keep going to say, and this monster was beating this baby. He's a baby. She would put her hands over his mouth. Because you might be like, if a baby is being beaten like that, there's got to be screaming. They're living in a terrace, remember. They could hear all the fighting, the neighbours could. But why couldn't they hear him screaming? It was because she was covering his mouth while this absolute cretin of a so-called dad, father, whatever you want, I don't know, sperm donor, I don't know, was beating this baby. That's what Mummy was doing. Ugh, God. 15th of December 2020, all right? He's been home a month now, all right? At this point, he can't even sit up anymore. They've been neglecting him and beating him so much he can't even sit up. He just learned to sit up. He couldn't even sit up anymore. He couldn't breathe properly. And we later find out it's because he's got pneumonia. He's got pneumonia at this point. And he can't breathe. He can't breathe. There's no doctor's visits for him. There's no hospital visits for him. There's nothing for him. They just... Okay. Alright. What do you want me to do? I'll just hit him again, shall I? And do you want to know what they said? Do you want to know what they said? Do you want to know what the excuse that was given for not getting this little baby help when it was quite obvious he couldn't breathe? It's COVID. It's COVID. And the excuse they give to social services now, he's got COVID and he needs to isolate. That's the excuse they give now. Right? 21st of December 2020. Right? The health visitor was due to come. Nope. Appointment cancelled. Appointment gone. He's got COVID. If I have to say COVID one more time in this story, at this point now, it's not that he's got COVID. This baby's dying. He's dying. We get to the 24th of December 2020. It's Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve now. Alright. There's actually CCTV footage of Stephen pushing Finley around the market. There's also CCTV footage of Shannon pushing him around a supermarket. Why? Why now? Why they're doing that? Well, there's possible right now this baby's dying in that pushchair. It's proven that's what was going on. But were they using that as an excuse? That's why he was ill. Do you remember when we took him Christmas shopping? That's why. That's why he, and they were like, we thought he was okay. We thought he was fine. But, that's why he's ill. Because we took him out. I don't know. I don't know why they were taking him around. I don't know. But we get to... it was the last known footage of him because we get to 2:33 a.m. on Christmas morning. 25th of December 2020. Call goes through to 999. Okay. Finley at this point's unresponsive. They finally decide to try and get help. When the paramedics come, they walk into just disgusting. I'm struggling with words to describe what they walked into. I'm struggling. But when they saw him, they just saw that this baby it wasn't just, he was filthy, by the way, as well. This poor little baby was filthy. But they could see so much damage on him. They could just see bruises and cuts and burns on this little baby. But they weren't looking at that at the time. They just wanted to try and get him breathing again. So they rush him to the hospital, but at 3:45 a.m. on Christmas Day, he's pronounced dead. He'd been back with his parents for 39 days. That was it. 39 days. And they destroyed him. Now, if you thought you were sickened up to now, why? They didn't care. This didn't sort of enlighten them to like, oh my God, what have we done? We have. Oh my God, what have we Oh no, it was none of that. Do you want to know what Stephen says? Can't even call him dad anymore. Stephen. He said, we'll sell his pram on eBay. That's what he was heard saying to Shannon. We'll be able to sell his pram on eBay. And when that was brought up at a later date, listen, you were overheard saying this. He was like, I was just trying to lighten the mood. I was trying to lighten the mood. And then when they were waiting for their taxi home, after they've just left their dead son behind in the hospital, they were laughing and joking, waiting for the taxi. Just, there's no words, is that? There's literally no words. Now, it was said, though, that when she'd gone into the chapel of rest, while they were in the hospital, apparently she'd said something like, his dad's battered him to death, I didn't protect him. And you can wonder, was she kind of thinking, you know, I should have protected him maybe? No, I don't think that's what it was. I don't think it was. Given what I've heard about this and the research I've done in this story, she was just already, she might have only been 20, but she was already setting this up to, I'm the victim, little old me, that's who I am, and I'm going to play this for all it's worth. I think that's what was going on, but we don't know. Well, actually, we don't. Yes, I'm gonna put it out there and say, I do think that's. Yeah, I do. I think that's what was going on. I think she was setting up her story there and then. There we go. I'm gonna say it. Okay. So in the police interview, because they've got this deceased little baby, so the police are like, right, we need to find out what's gone on. The excuses were just pitiful. It was an accident. What was an accident? What exactly was the accident? Come on, fill us in. What was the accident? No, the police themselves go straight round to the home as well, and they're disgusted. Absolutely. I've said it all along. It's a whole. You can see the pictures online. It's just. Oh, you wouldn't. I hate that saying you wouldn't put a dog in there, but you wouldn't. But they did. There was a dog in there. You wouldn't put anything in this. Oh, it's just awful. It was just vile. There was holes in the doors, in the walls. Obviously, where he's been doing his Rambo act. Weed everywhere. Oh, there's a picture of in their bedroom. Little Finley's cot is in the corner with the bed right beside it, then a side table. On the side table, there's an ashtray with remnants of tobacco all over the side table. Obviously, where they've been doing their weed. And there's a bottle of Calpol. They haven't even put the lid on it. You know, the syringe thing that you get with it, that just left in it. The syringe just left in the bottle. They haven't even put the lid back on it. Right next to, I mean, when I say side table, it's a small bedside table. So you can imagine the area of it's quite small. And you've got all this stuff on there next to this Calpol. Oh, it's just rank. It's just awful. And then, do you remember I says his little cot was on the other side of that disgusting, despicable bed that you can see. Well, the cot, in there, all right, there is a mixture of blood, vomit, feces, and spit. Now, at first I thought was that little Finley's, but then I had another thought come round because of the bed being there. I was like, oh my God, whose spit was that? It's neither here nor there, but it's just something that crossed my mind. The flies, obviously, that I mentioned at the beginning, whether they actually went or not, I don't know. But flies, dog poop, still everywhere. Look, the police were utterly disgusted. Okay, so then we get to the autopsy on Finley. All right, I'm gonna tell you now. It's just awful. It's horrible. Remember that. Remember, this is 39 days. All right, let's remember that. Okay. This little baby had cannabis in his bloodstream, so it was said that this could have possibly been done by giving him blowbacks to calm him down. He had 130 separate injuries. Okay. He had 46 rib fractures. He had a broken collarbone. He had 57 broken bones. He had a broken shin bone. He had a spiral break on his thigh. And I didn't know this, but I only heard this today. And maybe I should have known. I just didn't I didn't know. But the pelvis, your pelvis is apparently the strongest bone in your body. I didn't realise that. But he had a broken pelvis. And when they said, when it was sort of discussed how did this happen, I've read that it would have been from either being kicked or stamped on. They broke his pelvis. He had, obviously, as I mentioned, he'd had pneumonia. He had 71 cuts, bruises and burns. Burns from a cigarette. And also like a flat surface. Inside of his mouth, inside, it was all torn. And we've seen cases of that, haven't we? When I've done these sort of stories where it's where they're trying to shove either a bottle or food or something in beyond forcefully. Beyond, because I always hear people say, with force, that just doesn't, to tear someone's mouth. Oh my God. And then, because none of these injuries though, even the pneumonia, none of this would have, if they'd have just got him help, he could have been saved. It was said he could have been saved. But it went on because the wounds started to get infected. It caused sepsis. And his body just shut down. His little body just couldn't take it anymore. And that was his cause of death, was sepsis. But it was said that if they'd have just gone and got him help with any of the catalogue of injuries I've just told you, he would have been okay. He could have been saved. Okay, we get to the 30th of December 20... Oh, God, my God, these are just... We get to the 30th of December 2020. They're arrested, but they're released out on bail. They were told they shouldn't have contact with each other, but they still do. Even though they were warned not to. They start the investigation. Obviously, the excuses range from it was the dog did it, to it was Finley himself. Finley did that to his mouth. He did that to himself. I'd rocked him too hard. I've actually wrote here, I rocked him too hard, and then I put at the end, dick. That's what I've actually written, dickhead. Okay, so it just tells you what I was feeling as I was writing my notes. So we get to January 2022. They're remanded in custody. They're still in contact with each other, even when they're remanded, even when they're separate. they're still in contact with each other, sending each other little love notes and stuff. In these love notes, there's no mention of their son. None. No mention of him. Nothing. Ugh. They're both charged with murder and 2 counts of charge endangerment. They both plead not guilty. Oh, never fails to surprise me. Now we get to November 2022. The trial is in Derby Crown Court. She's the victim. That's what she's claiming. You know, I'm a beaten woman and oh my God, there's nothing I could do. You know, we knew that's the route she was going. But the prosecution was like, hang on a minute, you're still talking to him. So how are you still scared? Stop lying. And his defence was just simply, in the words of Shaggy, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. That's his defence. Ridiculous. We get to April 2023, where we get the verdict, where they're both found guilty of murder. Thank God. On the 26th of May 2023, we get the sentencing. Shannon, who by this point is 23 now, and she gets life with a minimum sentence of 27 years. Stephen, who's 31 at this point, gets a life sentence of 29 years minimum. For this country, yes. For this country, I will say it's better than what I've seen. Okay, it is better than what I've seen, I will say that. And the fact that minimum term, so it's not life and then they only do half of it and etc. But I just, yeah, it just left me feeling really empty because it's like, they'll still get out. They will still get out in time. She's 23, so she'll get out when she's 50. You know, and luckily she won't get to have any more children. We we can be grateful of that. And him, he'll be what will he be? 50 or 60? No, 58. There's 8 years between them, isn't there? 58. But yeah, it just left me feeling really empty. I think maybe because I do obviously cover American stories too, and on something like this, I do think if the death penalty wasn't brought in, it'd definitely be life without parole. And yeah, it just leaves me feeling a bit empty when I heard that sentence. Although, given the fact it's a UK story, I suppose I should be grateful it wasn't like 10 years and only do half kind of thing. So, you know, I think it just goes back to COVID itself and the damage that was done within that year of the lockdown and everything else. And I had seen that, and I didn't realise there was 36 children murdered by abuse in 2020. 36 children. Oh, the government, in time to come, I mean, will they ever pay? I don't. I'm not going to go there, but yeah, I don't think they ever will. But yeah, just a awful sad story, and the fact that he was home free. They'd got him out of there. So social services themselves, in this story at least, it seems like they at least tried. They at least tried to do good by him. You've got a magistrate that stepped in and goes, actually, do you know what? I know you're trying to do good by him, but I don't need to. Let's send him back. Let's see what happens. See what's the worst that can happen. You know, so, yes, but that was the heartbreaking Finley Boden story. So, oh, God, it's just awful, isn't it? But thank you for joining me. I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 p.m. If you'd like to join my Patreon, it's patreon.com/JessRose5472. Or if you'd like to drop a like on here or subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. I'm just going to have a quick chat with the guys in the live, but thank you so much for joining me. Thank you. And yeah, how we doing after that one? Oh, it's just awful, wasn't it? It's just awful, that one. Oh, God. That got me at the end, that did. It did. I know the story. I know it. I knew it at the start. It's just like, oh, God. Oh, thanks, Sharon. Thank you. It's just, oh, God. Sometimes I think researching it and then actually physically speaking it, it's just, it's a little bit different, isn't it? You try not to get too annoyed in the process. Thanks, Warren. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's, how have we been getting on? Oh, I know, sis, it did. I think it was just the fact he got away. They got him away before he ever had to know. He never had to know what they were. Oh, I know, Sharon, it's just horrible, isn't it? I think it's just, that's what got me. It wasn't like he came into that story, into that life. They got him away. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, guys. You're all being really kind. Thank you. You're all being very nice. I was expecting to have been mocked by now, but thank you. It's just, yeah. Oh, God. They're just always the hardest ones, the kids. Of course they would be. Of course they would, but oh, it's just sometimes, yeah. I think when you can see that he could have just so easily have gone one way, and then it just took one moron in a court office to go, stamp, let's go, you're going back home. It's just awful. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Oh, Kelly, I didn't see you. I didn't know you were with us. Hi. How you doing? Oh, did he? Oh, that's okay. Oh, bless him. On the phone to Stephen Avery. He's got bigger fish to fry than air, hasn't he? But yeah. Oh, look. Anyway, so. Oh, thank you. Right then, let's sort of try and pick it up a little bit. What are we doing the weekend? Have we got any plans, guys? Have we got any plans? Oh, Phil, thank you. Thank you. You've all been very nice. Thank you. I'm sorry I've devastated your Thursday evening. I do that. You've all come back though. You're all suckers for punishment. You've always come back. There was, I think, Warwick almost got me at one point earlier on. And I thought, nope. I'm going to keep going. I'm keeping going. I'm staying out of it. But, no, lads are over tomorrow, so I'm going to jail. Ooh, are they? Oh, that'll be, yes, that lads are over tomorrow. But you'll still get a bit of peace though, no? You'll still get a peaceful evening. Much more peaceful than when I descend on you. Take my son. Ooh, okay. See his sister, and now bringing him back on Sunday. Oh, okay. See whose sister? Your sister or his sister? Explain that to me. Explain that sentence to me, because I didn't get it. Did you mean your sister? I know. Brendan Dass. Oh, say it again. Say that. That's just disappeared off my screen. Connections to the wrong vote conversion. I'm friends with Brendan Dassey. Brendan Dassey. Is that the same? Is that still Making a Murderer? Is that still the same one? I'm sure it is, isn't it? Daughter's taking me out shopping for my bag. Oh, it's your birthday on Saturday. Oh, exciting stuff, Kelly. We're not having... Well, that's good, Phil. I'm glad there's no arguments. I'm glad. We've been doing good lately, haven't we? I thought it was. Oh, look at you and Jerome. He's the nephew, Jess. I thought, yes, now it makes sense. From Leinster. Oh, right, I've got you. Do you know, I've got Ashton as being your eldest for what? Like, do you know, it's because I haven't had the pleasure. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Leighton. So that's where I was so confused. Oh, okay. Okay. Leighton's older sister is having him for the baby. Well, that's exciting. His nephew in jail too. Yeah. It's my birthday Saturday. It's yours too. Have you two got the same birthday? To explain then. Go on then, tell us your biggest show off. And is it have Warwick and Kelly got the same birthday? Or have I completely cut that up? And yes, no. Do you know what, Hayley? You explained it perfectly well the first time. Although she's quite good at that. But it was me. It was me being dippy. Well, happy birthday for Saturday, guys. Well, we know what Kelly's doing. Kelly's been taken out shopping for retail therapy on Saturday. What are you doing, Warwick? What have you got exciting going on? Or are you serious, Warwick? Is it really your birthday on Saturday? Or have you just made that up? Because that's crazy that we've got... I am friends with a retired FBI. Retired... Oh. Right, explain John Douglas. Kate Stone. That sounds amazing. That sounds as good as any. I'm not going to lie, Kelly. Warwick's plan. I'm not a shopper. I'm gonna say it now. As Tiffany can attest to, I'm not a shopper. I hate shopping. So I'm going with Warwick's plan. Warwick's idea of a birthday and shopping. It's just, I'm just not good. I don't mind food shopping, believe it or not. I like to put my head in the freezers. God, did I just share that? Did I just share that with everyone? Does anyone else do that? Does anyone else put their head in the freezers? In the big, like in Iceland, you put your head in... No, is it just me? I like the smell. I can't believe it. Why didn't I keep that to myself? Oh God, you've all been speaking as well. It had stopped moving. Is it just me? Is it just me? John Douglas is the mind. Is the one Mindhunter is based on. Oh, it keeps going. Stop it. It's based on the create criminal profiling. The one you did. Oh, look at you, Sharon. I'll tell you what. It used to be in them. Oh God, is that what I've been smelling? People have been doing. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Because I just in that. I'm terrible. Seinfeld, that's what I was saying. I'm not a fan, but when he had to go, he had to go. Do you know what? I do tell that to my boy as well. If you've got to go, you've got to go. You do. What can I say? Do you know what, Sharon? Show that off. Show that off. I can't even say I've got even... No, I haven't. Have I got any? I've seen Emma Kenny. I've met Emma Kenny in real life. And not crime related, but I proposed to Brian Harvey from E17 when I was 15 on TV. There's not even a connection. I don't know where that came from. I don't even know why I pee in the sink. There's no need to pee in a sink. It's just... she's sending you a cuddle. I'm only going just because it's her spending the money. I miss that. I like that. Oh, that's nice. No, I didn't think he'd make it up. He's a nutter now. Your son. Do you know what? It's not from peeing though. Peeing in the shop, in the freezers. I don't know though. But I can't say anything because I walk around and I literally, because I'm not the tallest person in the world, as Tiffany takes great pleasure in laughing at. But when I lean into the freezers, I kind of tip in. So, and I will put my head. I'm so sad. I pee myself on coffee, Murray. Yes, and I haven't even got five kids, but I am old, so I do pee myself. Coughing and sneezing, and laughing too forcefully. It doesn't take much of anything, to be honest. It brings it on. It really does. It genuinely does. And did you hear that, Tiffany? She just tiptoes away from the freezer. I do not. I'm not that sure. She's such a div. She really is. But no, I do have to kind of to lean in. Much love for her too. I do need them too. My friend said I was going to oh, why? Ask. I'm their favourite customer. Do you know, mine too. No, I am too, should I say. Yes. Yes, me too. And it's just all the time now. The weather, the cold weather brings it on. Laughing, like I say, laughing too much. It's just crazy. There you go. There you go. There you go. She can send you your Prezi worry. But, why wouldn't you ask Sharon? I made a weird noise of horror, side note. You should. No, you would not. No, you would not. Too much information. Oh, was that way too much? Was that too much then? Did we step over the line? But yeah, oh, you should, Sharon. Don't be silly. What could he say? Can he say no? Worth a shot. I emailed, when I first started this channel, are you ready? I emailed not only the Emma Kenny, but I emailed Kerry Danes and the fella from Faking It Tears of a Crime. I messaged all their teams. I'm at a statement. Yes, do that. Oh, do you know what? She's on one now about my height. I knew I shouldn't have said anything. Yes, you should do it. How interesting would that be? Like watching. No, traitor. Oh God, I know you feel that way, Warwick. I was just, yeah. And no, traitor, Kelly, you're not allowed, but I have heard she's really good. Kerry, where did Kerry Danes come from? Kerry Danes is it? Kerry Danes, yeah, that's who I'm on about, Phil. No, he's a name, Kerry Danes. It's the woman from Faking It Tears of a Crime, Phil. I messaged her and the guy. No, Kerry Danes. She's faking it. The two from Faking It, the man and the woman. The guy who could recognise, like, when you move your shoulder a certain way and you give away a, what do they call that now? Oh, there's actually a name for it and I knew it. I spoke about it on my channel a few times. On my channel. I can't remember now. Kerry Danes. Yes, that's her. That's her, Phil. Kerry Danes. Yes, I messaged her. She was really nice. She did message me back, but she was very busy. The body language expert, that's him. I messaged him too. He didn't message me back, but Kerry Danes did. And I've got to say, Emma Kenny didn't, but she was very busy. But Kerry Danes did. I was very happy. About that. Oh, thanks, Kelly. As long as I'm always your favourite, I'll let you venture onto other channels on YouTube then. Yeah, the body language expert, the profiler, and the analyst. Kerry Downs is the analyst, isn't she? Have I got it? Or the blonde ones. Yeah. But I liked all of them. I like Breaking. I've got to admit, I haven't watched Faking It Is for Crime in a long time. But only because I got rid of Sky and it's not on my thing. So I have to find it when I come back. There we go. There we go. See, I'm there. I'm with ya. I'm with ya. And he has to drop it, doesn't he? He had to drop it. Right. On that note, I'm slapping myself again. But you see, you can't hear it as loud now because I have leggings on now. Although you can still hear it. That's terrible. But Kerry Downs is the forensic criminal. And so I call it, that's her. Her. She was really kind. She was really kind, she was. Sorry, I was thinking of Kerry from Britain's Darkest Abyss. Get Dr. Kerry Nixon. Oh, Phil, I know that one. I think she's the petite one. She's got dark hair. She has. No, Kerry Downs is the red-headed one from Faking It Is. She's been on a lot more, but she does the same thing that Kerry Nixon. I knew that name. Yes, I know exactly who you mean, Phil. I do. I don't mind her either. Was that very loud? Was that really loud? I did get a bit excited then, didn't I? You might have been thinking about Kerry Gold. See, look what's going on. And I went out of camera and everything. Yous are terrible. But yes, I'm with you all. I know exactly who you mean. And yes, Phil, I do like her. I can't think what... Didn't she cover the... Oh, off the top of my head with her. She does a lot of the serial killer ones. I'm pretty sure she does... Britain's Worst Serial Killers and World's Worst Serial Killers and Britain's Worst Serial Killers. I'm sure that's who she is, that Kerry Nixon. I'm sure she does them as well. But I could be making it up. I'm sure she did the Maura Hinley. But I could be making it up. They nearly got me then, Sharon. You nearly got me so... Hello, nearly got me. Right, I'm going to let you all go and I'm gonna... do you know what I'm going to do? Instead of doing the jingle. Castiture law. Ooh. I don't even know that one, Phil. You're pulling them all out today. I don't even know that one. Right, okay. Do you know what I'm going to do instead of doing the jingle tonight? Are you ready? I'm going to sing his happy birthday. Are you ready? To Warwick and Coley. Happy birthday to you. I'm getting really embarrassed now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Warwick and Kelly. Happy birthday to you. Woo. Woo, woo, woo. I don't know what this was. I don't know what that was. That was me. I don't know what that was. But happy birthday for Saturday, guys. Oh, God. I'm such a good... So angelic voice. Did you hear it through the screen? It's just, I'm in the wrong job. That's what it is. I sound like an angel. I know I do. But that, it was instead of a jingle. There we go. Right. And yes, so have a great time. Yeah, but I didn't do the... I don't know what that was. That was like I don't know. I can't even make the noises. I don't know. It came out of nowhere. But it was, at least you didn't have to listen to my... They were breaking everywhere, Sharon. It's lucky I didn't get louder. You also did the curse, did you? For goodness sake. Yes, I did, Phil. Yes, I did. Was it Trelaw? Do you want to know something, Phil? I'm actually friends with her sister, okay, and I've actually got her on my Facebook, believe it or not, her younger sister Jade. Don't know if you remember from that story. And it was through her, it was her nephew who wasn't there at the time, obviously, who'd messaged me after seeing the story, and I'd spoken to Jade, and I says, if you want me to take it down, there's no problem with doing that. But she said it was fine. She was okay to stay up. She said she was disappointed in Britain's Darkest Taboos because apparently they'd misrepresented a few details and stuff, but she was happy for me to leave it up. So yes, I've actually got Jade, Dina, she's down as, but I've actually got her on my Facebook, believe it or not. I was looking at do you remember? Yes, I do. I speak to her every now and again when she comes up on my Facebook. So yeah, she's doing okay. They're doing okay. It's still, I think she's still struggling, even years later. I think she's still really struggling. But yeah, it was. I wasn't even sure. Well, especially when the nephew messaged me, I was like, "Oh, this isn't real." But it actually was. It was. They're a very, very lovely family. Okay. My voice was getting there, and asked people to support you. Have you? I'm getting a grandson. Hopefully they don't know what it is. You're getting. Why are you telling? Tell me too. Why are you just telling? Don't share that with the group. I just sang you happy birthday. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I did. Have you got in a huff with my messages on Patreon? Who, me? Is that me? Why have you sent me? Oh, Sharon. But I replied, didn't I? Did I not reply from Tuesday? Please. Of course I can, Phil. Absolutely, 100%. 100%. Oh, she's eyeing me as well. Oh, God, I'm so sorry, Sharon. Sharon, I can't do... I tell you what, I won't go in tonight because by the time I get all this done, get the kids sorted and everything else, it's going to be quite late. Tomorrow, I will, when I get back from the school run, that'll be the first thing I'll do. I'll go in and I promise you I'll be on there. So I'll message you about, I don't know, it'll be about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. I promise. I'm so sorry about that. That's terrible. I'm sorry. Where are we? Oh, God, I'm a disgrace, aren't I? And Warwick, congratulations. Congratulations. That's so exciting. Where are we? And I've said, obviously, I will. Yes, Phil, I will 100% do that. And I'll let you know what she says. And yes, Sharon, I will. It's going to be a young guy. I've just put 2 and 2 together and I think I got 4. Warwick. Is this what you... Yeah. But anyway, congratulations. A young Adolf's killed me. I'm just kidding, don't worry. No, do you know what I'll do though? But I'll definitely reply to... I'll contact you tomorrow and we will sort it out. We'll sort it out, I promise. It's just been crazy, hasn't it? Warwick, I tell you what, he's terrible, isn't he? Right, okay, I'm doing it. I'm going to call it. Only because I can hear them. They're starting up there. And they're going to start getting noisy. And you're going to start hearing them. So, I'm going to let you go. But thank you all for joining me. Thank you. Warwick, and congratulations and happy birthday for Saturday. Kelly, happy birthday for Saturday. Sharon, promise I'll contact you tomorrow. Phil, thank you for joining, and I promise I'll mention that to Jade. No, I bet you will. I bet you curse me out on the screen. Tiffany, my moderator extraordinaire. Hayley, my moderator extraordinaire. Happy birthday to your boy today. And thank you guys. And I saw Courtney earlier. I think she didn't stick around. Jerome's gone, so thank you to them guys. But I think they've gone. And Phil, obviously, I've said everyone that please tell me I've thanked everyone. I believe I have. I believe I have. But I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. And I'll see you all. I'll see you all on Tuesday. Kelly, I'm looking at doing the Diane Dane story. But I'll let you know. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Thank you. Yes, that's the one I'm looking at doing, but I'll let you all know on Tuesday. So have a fabulous weekend, guys. And yeah, see you then. Thank you so much again for joining me. Take care. Oh, I'm lost without my jingle. Look, comment and subscribe, guys. Look, come on.